Here. Want to do another quick video. A lot of people missed the quick demo I did, the sneak peek of CloseGPT yesterday, and since it wasn't recorded, I thought I'd just do a quick public one for everybody to see. I know there was no notice, so this one's going to be in the stream and everybody can check it out. Hopefully, Restream's going to cooperate with me today because it's been having issues when I go ahead and share my screen and stuff like that. So if it happens on this thing, I apologize. But let me go ahead and start with why CloseGPT came around, right? There's a lot going on in the AI industry and everybody's coming out with their bots and a lot of them are just really wrappers on top of OpenAI or ChatGPT, right? And what happens is most of these bots are reactive and not proactive. What do I mean by that? Well, have you ever played with ChatGPT and when you ask it a question, it responds. And if you don't ask another question, it's done. Well, that's fine if you just want an FAQ bot where it just answers questions and stuff like that. But for most people, we're in the business of trying to generate revenue for our business or our client's business, right? So we need something with a little bit more of a goal where it leads the customer instead of just reacting to a customer. And that's kind of the premise where CloseGPT came about. We realized there was a big gap between what we needed for our businesses or for our clients' businesses and what most of these little simple chat widgets and Q&A things can do. So the original version of CloseGPT, which we're going to build upon, and we're going to add a lot more channels and a lot of stuff like that, is designed to work next to Bot Neo. So this is going to be in addition to Bot Neo as far as functionality, but we're going to give it to everybody that has Bot Neo, which is exciting. So if you already have Bot Neo, you're going to get CloseGPT at no extra charge. Okay. Now, the other problem with these bots is they're easy to kind of throw off topic. Like imagine you're talking to or your customer's talking to a bot and they just ask it a question. It's just going to answer that question like, how do I bake a cake? And if you're lucky, it'll say, I don't know how. But in some cases, it'll give them a cake recipe. Well, what we wanted was something that would be when the customer goes off topic and they're deviating from what we want them to do, maybe collect some information, maybe book an appointment. We want them to lead them back into that. So CloseGPT is good for that. It's very flexible in that regard, and in a sense, it's proactive, right? So another thing that happens is that when they stop responding, it's done. Well, we wanted CloseGPT to be able to bring them back. So we have features in here, and I'm going to give you a quick little demo real quick. We have some features in here where it will actually, if the customer goes quiet, we can control how many times it's going to keep trying to respond, trying to bring them back, and then lead them down a path, right? So super cool stuff. Um, and here we go. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Hopefully it's going to cooperate here. All right, let me get the right window. Okay, so here we are. All right, and hopefully I am seeing the chats right now. So if you can't see, let me know. I mean, there's not much I can do other than hope Restream's behaving right now. So here we go. So this is an AI powered employee. That is the route we went. We didn't want a chat widget. We wanted to be able to create an AI powered employee, which is one, it makes more sense what it's doing. It's taking over some of the stuff regular employees don't want to do. Okay. And as agencies, you'll be able to go in and say, well, I have an AI powered employee, and people's ears are going to perk up. They're like, what do you mean? Well, getting people to fill in jobs is getting increasingly difficult, right? There's more people leaving the job market that are entering it, and the people that are leaving are highly skilled. So we're losing because the economy is growing, more jobs are being created, and less people are there filling those jobs. It's getting harder and harder. So you're speaking to a pain point of either your business or your agency's business, right? So by having an AI powered employee, you're like, what do you mean? Well, you know, like a lot of businesses can't fill these positions. So the ones they do fill, those people are overworked. I find that a lot of salesmen or people that are doing follow-ups on sales, they take the easy way out. They take they're basically glorified order takers because there's more leads coming in every day and they just take the easy ones. And let me give you an example. Like my background, I came from automotive. So I dealt with a lot of automotive shops. My family has some automotive shops. And we do stuff like window tint and car accessories, truck accessories. And we spend a lot of money on these different leads coming from SEO, pay per click, and everything else, right? And those leads come in every day, and my people will basically just pick up the phone, give a quote, ask for an appointment, and that's it, done. Or same thing, if they fill out a form, they just try, and I'm lucky if they try once or twice. But with an AI powered employee, we can do it much more. I can make them reach out over the course of months like clockwork. And being the fact that CloseGPT can be trained on my specific business, that's very powerful. It can know my pricing for the window tint. It can answer general questions, all the while following up, answering questions, and getting people to book appointments. Normally, I'd have to pay someone 50, 60, $70,000 a year just to be able to follow up. And that is the most important part of my business. And it's hard to get those people now. So here comes CloseGPT to the rescue. And let me explain what you're seeing right now. So we have Danny, not an accident. I built this bot, is here handling a conversation. Now, this employee profile is basically there to help sell AI powered employees. And I threw it together real quick. And most bots, remember, you give them one big long prompt, well, they'll follow it, but you don't have a lot of control in what order it goes in. And for those of you that have done some prompt engineering, you'll realize you're lucky if the bot will follow 90% of your instructions. And the longer it is, the more it can skip. Well, not here. So what we did is we created conversation stages where we can control the prompting and give it instructions for each of these stages. Just because someone goes into one stage doesn't mean they can go back into another. And we control that with the conversation vision, right? So we go over here and we can control when they are in the are you interested stage, we can let them go to the other stage. And each of these stages has their own setting, right? Super cool. And when they enter this stage, and this is something I'm really excited about, you can control what happens. So if they go into the interested stage, I can add a tag. Well, that's pretty good for later, isn't it? Maybe they were interested in a specific product. I can add them to a flow, which can add them into a reminder sequence. Or guess what? We can assign people to other AI employees, and you can have a team of them and you can assign them to another AI employee for later use. You can wait 30 days. You can add them to a drip. You can do all kinds of cool stuff. You can add them to a pipeline. So now when someone enters the stage, you can automatically put them in the pipeline easily. And of course, you can do the same removal properties, right? We can trigger a human rollover. Maybe somebody is interested in a sale and you just want to make sure it gets to the right salesman. You don't want the bot to handle a really complicated transaction. Maybe you're in a very difficult industry. Well, you can just trigger a human rollover, notify the salesperson, they could just jump right in. Or maybe it doesn't know the answer. So there's a lot of power here in what we can do. We can even collect data. So maybe you're doing onboarding. Maybe somebody books an appointment. You want to ask a bunch of questions. You can collect it here, or you can book an appointment into our calendar. And it does it conversationally. So really, really powerful. And you can see in this one, what's happening is I have an intro, and then it asks, "Are you interested?" And if they have any objections, it'll work in that stage to help them. Are you interested in a demo? Yes, they agree. Well, what happens when they agree? We have if the user agrees to a demo and it books the appointment. That's our action here, right? So really, really cool stuff. Now, we also have the revive setting. Maybe they go into the objection handling and they just stop. Well, guess what? Here, we can have 3 more attempts an hour apart where it's going to try to get them to re-engage. And what if it doesn't get an answer out of them? What can I do? I have another set of actions where I can just say, notify a person, add them to a tag, maybe add them into a reactivation campaign in 90 days. So it's all right here. And we really tried to make it super easy to be able to do some really powerful, powerful stuff. I'm just going to fly through this because I only have a few more minutes for my next appointment. But we have settings where we control the persona. We can see our logs, give them business hours. We can choose how they get assigned, whether we assign them manually and give them how many times it tries to engage the customer. This is like the revive setting, but for the very beginning. How many times do we get them before they respond? We can put them in hunting mode. In hunting mode, what it does is it basically you give it rules and it's listening for people that meet the criteria to automatically engage them, right? We have our training data. We have different training groups where you can, of course, train it with websites and PDFs with more things coming. And then, of course, we can connect it to other tools, right? If you're a white label user, your customers will see your system here and they're able to SMS. We have webhooks, which means you can connect it to anything with an API, Tably, and of course, Plevo's another SMS, Twilio, Zapier, with more channels coming. So we're really, really excited. This is what we've been working on for so long. There's also the ability to publish to a marketplace and keep it even just in your ecosystem or to everybody out there, right? And just so you know, kind of the cherry on top is we went ahead and created a bunch of these profiles of different use cases of pre-programmed AI powered employees for you to quickly just hire. Just click a button, hire, and it's put in your account. And it's a great starting point to customize. And we can even build our own from scratch, right? So I'm just going to create one real quick and I'm just going to breeze through this. We have all these different actions. You can have it with a goal of customer onboarding, booking appointments, getting a customer approval, which is a yes or no. It can be an FAQ, a help desk. It can collect data. You can follow up, do abandoned carts, wish happy birthdays. We can generate interest and increase purchases by giving them links and coupons and everything else. We got a lot in here, and this is what we've been working on. And if you're interested, I'm letting in a few people into the beta program. If you're interested, I put a link in the description where you can request an appointment. We can make sure you're qualified to get into the beta program. But if you're interested in trying this out, taking it out for a demo, just fill out go to the link below or above, depending on what system this is, and then you will get an appointment. I'll meet with you. We'll make sure you understand what's going on, and yeah, so we're really excited to get this out. It's coming very, very soon. We're already in the beta. We have a lot of black label people already in it. We're taking the feedback and we're making the product even better. And I can't wait to give it to you guys. Anyway, got to jump into my next